This is a download from BFM 89.9, the business station.
It is 5:07. This is the evening edition with Sharmila and Lynn. So over the course of the last year, deliveries, courier services have become an ever-present way for us to be able to get the things that we need, simply put. But it has also been a sort of a hit and miss endeavor. And that's exactly what the communications and multimedia industry wants to address.
Yes. So the ministry, the Communications and Multimedia Ministry, announced a new plan called Package, or Plan Accelerator Courier Negara, and this is to address the dip in quality and profit of the delivery service sector. So Minister Datuk Saifuddin Abdullah said basically, from exactly what you're describing, right? This period in time where we're seeing a huge volume of deliveries from the end of 2019 to 2020, MCMC observed a drop in the quality of courier services. 86% of customer complaints, in fact, focused on bad service and treatment, delayed deliveries, and worst of all, lost packages.
Yes. So I suppose there are reasons. These are reasons that need to be addressed. They need to be looked into. And that's exactly what this package is supposed to do, a three-pronged plan. And really to hear more about it, the best people to explain will be the people who are behind it. So we'll be speaking very shortly to Dr. Fadullah Suhaimi Abdul Malik, who is the chairman for Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission. But let us know what your thoughts are. How have your experiences with courier services been? How can they be improved? And do you have any questions about them? You can call us 77332900, WhatsApp 018-789-8899, tweet us at BFM Radio. Now, joining us via Zoom is Dr. Fadullah Suhaimi Abdul Malik, chairman of the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission. Dr. Fadullah, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Sham. Lynn, thanks for inviting me over.
So first off, I think not many people would actually realize that delivery services actually fall under the purview of the MCMC. Could you give us an overview of what your role is?
Okay, thanks. Basically, when people talk about MCMC, we tend to be synonymous with handphones, communications, right? Okay. But way back in 1998, when we had a convergence of many laws. One of the laws was the Postal Act. The Postal Act was then put under the same purview of MCMC. So hence that was the very reason why postal, which in those days we didn't hear anything about courier, right? We know about the snail mail called the mail. Right, and post. Okay, so hence it was then there, and thereafter it has evolved over the last 20 odd years. And today, courier is such a big thing because of the unfortunate situation of pandemic. Okay, and here we are today trying to address the sudden surge in demand for courier services.
So with that surge in demand come a number of issues, right? And maybe you could talk us through that. What are some of the major issues that you've observed when it comes to postal and courier services, particularly during the pandemic?
Basically, there are two major issues. Okay, first is the issue of the consumers. We find that the services were not up to mark. People were complaining. Either the goods arriving were not in good shape, or sometimes the goods don't even arrive, which is even worse. Okay, and there had been very little means for recourse for the end consumers. So that's the first thing we saw, that this was a problem that we needed to delve in. Second, as in all industry, you want to have to see a very healthy industry. Healthy meaning that they need to make money. They need to be able to reinvest the profits to the infrastructure to provide the service, which will result at the end good services to the customer. Okay, and we think that this is an area where we found, whilst the volume of parcels were increasing, the profitability of the licensees weren't as great. Okay, it's kind of like the telcos. People will be talking about billions, and when you talk about courier, the number seems like small change for to the telcos. Okay, so hence we think that without a good, healthy industry, you just can't get good service.
So that's what this Plan Accelerator Korea Nagara is going to address, a package. Now, it was recently initiated. Could you walk us through what the plan is?
Okay. Now, the background of the plan is, as I mentioned, improve quality of service for the end customers to make the industry a lot healthier. Okay, so when you break down those two pillars, you find one is actually to look at areas where we can provide quality of service. Okay, so quality of service would mean delivery at a faster speed. Second, delivery with a good receivables, meaning that the packages that comes through are as good as when they were then packed to be sent. And thirdly, there is actually a way for us to insure the packages just as well, because for some of us, we may have bought a very expensive good and suddenly it goes missing. Okay, and then they say, "Oh, sorry, we'll only pay you up to a certain value," which we won't be happy as a consumer, right? So that's the consumer part. The other part is actually the industry. How do we then make sure that there's no price dumping? Number one. Number two, we want to make sure that the infrastructure for delivery goes all the way from urban right down to rural areas. Okay, and subsequent to that, we need to see how can then this infrastructure also provide a good means for entrepreneurs out there to be able to then deliver their goods. Because remember, people are buying things online today. Therefore, you just don't have to drive down to your nearest store. You just drive to your nearest device. Okay, and then you start clicking and you hope for things to come across. And many of the things that people are buying today are not in your normal shops that you see. Okay, they could be located in very remote areas, but they're unique enough for us as consumers to order. So the infrastructure will then help the small, medium enterprises just as well. So it's kind of a two-pronged approach with a ancillary upside for the entrepreneurs.
So if we were to break it down even further, right, what are the key areas that the plan aims to improve? You've mentioned quite a number.
Yeah. Okay, let me just take you through the infrastructure itself. Okay. Number one, let's try. I'll try and explain it from a perspective of a consumer. Okay. Today, I order something. I might not be home. Okay. So somebody comes by to my house, but would not leave the parcel simply because I'm just not home. Okay. So how do we then overcome this problem? Or I want to send something, but the shop is closed, or the parcel point is closed. So, but that's the only time I have for me to send the parcel. Okay. So this is where we introduce this concept of the parcel point network, which it actually means the pickup and delivery points. Okay. So this is where you don't have to be at home. Okay, you can pick up it off a box, be it a box that is located in a safe place, or it could also be at your local grocery store that may open, say like 7-Eleven, that opens 24/7. Okay, so that way you can either send goods via that pickup point, or you can pick up goods from where that will be dropped off. Okay, so that is the first area that we will try to establish. Second, there will still be areas where you can't get the PUDO points as close to the community. Therefore, this is where we now provide a link up between the old school with a new school. When I say old school means we are very familiar with postmen, right? Okay, the good old postmen, especially in the rural areas, they come in, on a motorbike. Okay, but today the postman currently only carries things that we send via Post Malaysia. But there are a lot of courier companies outside that we may have opted to use. So by collaborating this, then you extend the network of delivery. So that's the second portion that we do. And the third is a bucket that looks into all areas of quality of service, which I mentioned about just now. And the fourth would be looking at how do we make sure that the licensing framework will actually provide an ecosystem that allows for the businesses to then grow, okay, and for the businesses to then be able to compete not just within Malaysia, but also the region. And last but not least, which is very, very important, is to actually have the national address system and a map of where these infrastructure points are, so that if there's any gap, we are able to then tackle it. So that this is a 5-prong buckets, if you want, that covers the 2 broad umbrella items that I talked about just now.
We're speaking with Dr. Fadullah Suhaimi Abdul Malik, Chairman of the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, or MCMC, and we're talking about their plans to improve our courier services here in the country, a plan called Package. So send your thoughts our way, send your questions if you have any about delivery services, about courier services. You can call us 77332900, WhatsApp 018-789-8899, tweet us at BFM Radio. We'll be continuing the conversation after this. Keep it here on the Evening Edition, BFM 89.9.
Business, finance, and music. BFM 89.9.
It is 5:20. You're listening to the Evening Edition with Sharmila and Lynn, and we're speaking about courier services and ways in which that they can be improved. Specifically, we're talking about the Plan Accelerator Courier Negara, or Package, that was recently initiated. And we have with us Dr. Fadullah Suhaimi Abdul Malik, Chairman of the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, or MCMC. So, Dr. Fazul, continuing on from our conversation earlier, one of the things that keeps coming up is that 80% of complaints from consumers when it comes to courier services is actually about poor service. So what sorts of approaches will the plan take specifically to address these concerns?
What we've looked at through the lab, where the industry have been involved, as well as consumer groups and many others, we looked at areas where people will have complained. So I gave you an example just now. One, people do not get their goods within a given time. Okay, it takes too long for them to arrive, to receive the goods. Second, it's the quality of the goods that come to them, meaning that the packaging is it broken, or it's just not, there's some damages there. Okay. Third, we also look at issues that people complain that okay, I accept the goods are damaged. Now I want to be reimbursed. Okay, but more importantly is the problem between the entity that delivers the goods to you and the platform where you buy the goods from. Okay, now this is a very gray area. Okay, so you buy over a particular platform, okay, but it gets delivered by another entity. So, but you're upset with the entity that delivered that to you. The entity says, "I delivered as I got it." Now, so the poor customer says, "Now who am I going to complain to?" Okay, you've got the deliverer, that's a courier, and the platform that may not even reside in Malaysia. Okay, so these are the various perspective of complaints that we have noticed. So hence we need to address. So the one that we can address immediately would be those that are licensed. Okay, so therefore we need to provide some strict rules that will actually address the consumers. Okay, because you must understand the jump-off point had been when we allowed the courier industry to grow. We allowed the courier industry to grow unfettered, meaning that the ability to get a license is pretty easy. There's no huge hurdle for you to get the license. Okay, so we made it very simple. But over time, the number of licenses grew. Okay, and then suddenly competition, huge competition or massive competition, sometimes isn't quite good. So too much of the good thing ain't good, right? So, and this is where we see the problem starts to creep in. People try to reduce the fees. So because when you reduce your fees, what happens? Therefore, you don't have enough income to pay the people who work for you. All right. So, and then sometimes you want to incentivize people to deliver things faster for you. Okay, so all the negative things will start to creep into the business. And this is where we try to fix it by looking at where the problems are. I wouldn't say one size will fit all, okay, but certainly setting the right rules, setting the right levels of expectation, setting the right levels of standards. Hopefully we will bring the level of quality closer to services that you and I are more familiar with.
We've spent a lot of our conversation focused, understandably, on the consumer, but it was also highlighted that profits are declining for postal and courier companies, despite the fact that more deliveries are being made. Can you talk to us about this and also how package will help the sector?
Okay. When you look at the volume I mentioned just now, it has grown. Okay. Imagine the number of parcels per capita in 2019 was only 7. Okay, 7 parcels per capita. And in 2020, we hit 14 parcels per capita. That's a huge jump, number one. They say, okay, what's the big deal about 14 parcels per capita? Let's look at China. Okay, China, of course, is a bigger population, but they run into 40-odd parcels per capita. Okay, so 2 things will tell us there. 1, people are happy with the services and therefore they're buying more things online. Number 2, the delivery service must be pretty good that you can actually move that amount of parcels per capita. Okay, and when in China, when you say 40 parcels per capita, now that's huge given the China's size of population, right? So for Malaysia, we are seeing that even with 14 parcels per capita, the profit margins of the companies was pretty flat. So logically, when you have volume, okay, and if the prices are kept at a constant, therefore, whatever amount of profit that you had made before would then be compounded, right? Logically. So therefore, the profit levels will go up. But we don't see that. So you see one line going up north, another line going down south. That is an immediate, red flag for us, because if you don't do anything about it, the industry will no longer be able to sustain itself, and you and I, as consumers, won't have a courier to turn to. Okay, and that is bad because that will then have an impact to the bigger picture of the country's policy of driving a lot more digital economy. Okay, so you see the interlink as to why we needed to fix that. So to your point, to your question, Lynn, what had happened? Okay, what had happened is that because of market competition, people were competing at price. Okay, Marketing 101 will tell you price competition is a worst thing to happen, but unfortunately, that was what happened. Okay, for you and I as consumers, we'll go for the one that is the cheapest. Okay, if nobody charges us for a service, we'll say that is probably the best service until something happens, right? So when that happens, people tend to go into a price war. Okay, and because we also allowed foreign companies to have 100% ownership, okay, into these companies, we saw a behavior of price dumping, if you want. Okay, so they were able to make money in a different part of the value chain. Okay, and therefore the courier charges were kept at a very minimum, and thereafter the local companies will also bring it down simply to get a cash flow position, but not on a profit position. Okay, so cash flow position keeps you going on a daily basis, but you can't grow your business. Okay, so hence we needed to intervene, because this is where we say that competition has, in a way, has nearly failed. Therefore, there is a need for the regulator to intervene.
Dr. Fadullah, thank you for speaking with us today.
Welcome. Thanks, Cham, for having me.
That was Dr. Fadullah Suhaimi Abdul Malik, Chairman of the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, or MCMC, speaking to us about Package, a new initiative to help upgrade the quality as well as the reliability of our courier and delivery service sector. So share your experiences with us. What have your experiences with getting deliveries done, getting courier services done over the last year? How has that been for you? You can call us 77332900, WhatsApp 018-789-8899, tweet us at BFM Radio.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. To find more great interviews, go to bfm.my, BFM 89.9, the business station.